Hello everybody, welcome back to another Friday the 13th video for my 31 days of Friday the 13th. And yesterday I did the, kind of just talked a little bit about the first Friday the 13th movie. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about Friday the 13th Part 2. And we all know that the Blu-ray box set from Scream Factory is coming out very, very soon. And something that a lot of people really wanted with Friday the 13th Part 2 is all the missing footage that was cut from the original movie. So that was all led to be lost. Like the producers, the cast, crew members, and everything said that all the gore footage that was cut out of the movie was thrown in the trash and just lost forever. And with this Blu-ray set that's coming out, I guess there was one last surviving copy on a VHS tape somewhere that somebody had, and they were very, very reluctant in searching out, and they found it. And they actually got all that footage and they put it onto the Blu-ray set. So you get extended gore sequences, death sequences, just all around, just extended footage. And I'm really looking forward to watching it. Very excited about that. The Friday the 13th has some really cool kills in it, or Part 2. Friday the 13th Part 2. It brings in Jason as the killer for the first time. This is the very first time that we see Jason as the killer, because in the first movie, you don't really know whether it's a dream or not, so you can't really classify that as being, and he doesn't kill Alice, so it's not really a kill either. So it's the very first time we get to see Jason kill somebody, and it's also the very first time we see adult Jason. Now, granted, he doesn't have the hockey mask just yet. It's not as iconic as he's supposed to be yet, but he's still really cool. It's very different. I really like that. This is the only one you see him in the bag with like this. Like everybody calls him either like Baghead Jason or Tater Sack Jason, and it's just different, and I like that. But there are some pretty good kills in it. I really like there's the kid in a wheelchair that gets a machete through the face, and he like falls backwards down. There is the scene where I think the sheriff is running through the woods, and he gets kind of like it's a hammer or something through the back of the head. And I've always thought those were really violent and brutal. And I felt it every time that, he hits him with that in the head. I feel it. But it's mainly known to be, you see Pamela Voorhees as like the shrine that Jason has for her. So it kind of starts the whole lore of like the Jason being the mama's boy and killing for his mom and everything like that. It starts that whole thing going. I believe the movie was directed by Steve Miner, and he dealt with the whole resurrection of Jason. Kind of still kept him in human form. They never really explained whether Jason survived from everybody thought he had drowned, and he just survived, and because they didn't find the body or anything, or if he really is just he died, drowned in the lake, he died. And then the ghost or the zombie thing, whatever, comes back. But he's not full zombie yet. He still looks human. He still acts human. He still takes hits and stuff like a human would. Very, very cool. The scene at the end where Jason kind of comes coming out of the window and grabs the last surviving female was always real shocking, because he has the deformed face, and there's no mask on. You get to see it for the first time. Just really, really cool. I remember watching this movie more than the first film, but still it's not really being my favorite of the franchise, which I'll get to later on in a video. But I don't have a memory of anything. The only thing I can remember, like back in the time of watching the movie, was it airing on TNT Monster Vision, and me just staying up late and watching kind of like a Friday the 13th marathon and just catching bits and pieces here and there of the second film, until later on down the road, back in like either the late 90s, early 2000s, when I finally got a VHS copy and got to see the full movie uncut with the gore and the nudity and everything. It just felt completely different as seeing it, like growing up with it on TV, and then finally eventually watching it for the first time on video uncut in its R-rated form was very, very cool. And just it's also different as well, because really I was expecting something that I'd always seen, and then got something a little bit more added to it. But yeah, it's not my favorite. I would probably give Friday the 13th Part 2 a 6 out of 10. So let me know what you guys think of Friday the 13th Part 2. Do you like, Baghead Jason more, or do you like him less than the other Jasons? Is he your favorite? Do you have a memory of watching Friday the 13th Part 2 for the very first time? If so, let me know in the comments down below, and check back tomorrow for another Friday the 13th related video. See ya.